Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been so long. I just wanted a bit of a break over Christmas and I kind of fell into it by just actually spending time slightly more offline and slightly more kind of, with my family and everything like that. So thank you for being patient and waiting for me to get back to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video I put up yesterday, my Christmas vlog. It was quite short, so I apologize if it wasn't quite what you wanted, but I just wanted to show you a snippet and insight into what I have been doing over the past few weeks. So today I predominantly wanted to talk to you about my 2018 kind of resolutions or what I hope to achieve and my goals, but also about the no spend year I've been talking about on other social media like my Instagram. If you're not already subscribed or follow, I'll put some links below and you can check out more posts there, and that's something I post on every day, so feel free to check it out if you want. So I decided to embark on this no spend year because I have been very inspired recently by a lot of people who have been living a kind of moneyless or a very much less money fueled lifestyle. So I saw a talk by Rob Greenfield recently. If you don't know who he is wonderful, and I'll put a link below. He's an American activist and he basically lives off between $5,000 and $10,000 a year because he does a lot of trading rather than paying for things and receiving money for things, which I think is pretty amazing. And also I've just read the book called The Moneyless Man, who's a guy who embarked on a year-long journey where he didn't have to spend a single penny or receive any money either. And he actually ended up doing this for 3 years because it became just, I don't know, he created an incredible community and he just found that it was so much more valuable to trade skills and things like that. Which, yeah, it was incredibly inspirational. By the way, this might be quite a long video, so if you want to pause it now and go make yourself a cup of tea, please feel free to do so now. So reading these books, watching these talks, going online and finding out more about kind of trading, there are a lot of people who really inspired me, and I just thought this is such a much more wonderful way of living where you're creating communities by trading skills with one another rather than just paying for things. So while I will be spending money on things like food and my bills at home, my stuff like that, I'm not quite going to the same extreme as the other two because I live in London and I have a job and I have all these responsibilities, but I'm going to try and minimize those responsibilities, and I'm going to not be spending money on things like new camera equipment or secondhand rather, or going out to eat, going out to get coffee. And to be honest, I thought that it wasn't going to be that challenging, but actually I'm starting to feel a little bit daunted by this whole thing of not spending any money on anything that's not your bare basic essentials. So you'll have to bear with me throughout this year. I have absolutely no doubt I might make some mistakes, but I'm going to try my hardest not to, and I'm going to start the year with thinking that I'm not going to make any mistakes, because obviously that's the best way to start thinking about it, to go about it. But I'm only human, and this is just a really wonderful learning experience to see what I can achieve through trading skills and trading what I can give other people for food or stuff that I actually need. I don't know, we'll see. But the whole point of this no spend year is because I spend too much money on stuff that I have nothing to show for, which is a complete waste in my opinion. And I don't like the idea of frittering away money and having absolutely nothing to show for it. So that's one of my biggest things. I'm also saving for some pretty big stuff that's happening in the next year. And also, I just need to consume less, because that's what true zero waste living is. It's consuming less, as little as you possibly can. And I feel that this year my channel has actually been fueled and filled with a lot of stuff rather than majority of it being like advice or knowledge that I've picked up along the way. I still find it crazy that all the things that have happened this year has been fundamental for me in terms of my social media, in terms of where I've taken my life and those kind of things. And I do owe a lot of it to you guys. So I want to thank you all for being here and supporting me. I read all of your comments, even if I don't get a chance to reply to all of them, and I really appreciate every single one of you and every single one of your comments, because it shows that what I'm doing is important and trying to make this lifestyle a bit more accessible, less pretentious and annoying, hopefully. But yeah, so that's my whole no spend year thing, which actually quite nicely leads me on to my sort of 2018 goals or resolutions. And I used to not be a fan of resolutions or goals or things like that, but actually for me, I think it's really important to kind of hone in and focus on the things that are really important to me. And I feel like not spending money on stuff anymore is really going to give me that emotional space and that kind of like mindful freedom to actually really focus on other things, instead of worrying about not having enough money to go out with my friends and do blah blah blah, or saving up for a new camera or something that I don't really need. I'm going to be able to use that emotional energy on to other stuff that I'm really focused on. And one of those things is fitness and strength. Like, for the past 2 months, I've managed to become really consistent at going to CrossFit, and I've seen so many more sort of, like emotional gains, physical gains, and it just is something that makes me truly happy. So I'm going to be focusing a lot of my 2018 sort of energy on not going to the gym per se, but kind of getting stronger, getting healthier, getting fitter, and really investing in my body and my health. And I feel like that is something that will make me happier, because I love the feeling of being stronger and reaching mini goals within that. And what's wonderful about CrossFit for me is that I no longer care so much about what I look like, and I haven't weighed myself, I don't think, in about a year and a half, because all I care about is the feeling of getting stronger and getting fitter, and how that actually makes you feel in terms of your health and just overall well-being. And yeah, it's something that I really love, and I'm hoping to film some more about during my what I eat in a day, is kind of showing you some of my workouts that I'm doing, if you guys are interested, of course. And I feel like that's something I can definitely focus on in terms of my personal kind of journey or thing. But apart from kind of like fitness, a lot of the stuff I do want to focus on is to do with, my online presence and activism. As my channel is growing quite rapidly, you're getting a lot of other people coming to this channel who aren't necessarily interested in veganism or zero waste. So I am getting a lot more kind of negative comments, or comments kind of being quite sarcastic about what it is that I'm trying to do here. And while I don't really care, it doesn't really affect me. It's still one of those things that, like, for every one bad comment you get, in your mind, it kind of makes you forget about all the wonderful comments that you do get. And it's not even about me getting bad comments, it's about like this kind of movement and people not really seeing the value in it, and that makes me feel like I'm failing at getting the message across, so that it's actually widely accessible to everyone. Because people who make comments like that, obviously I haven't been able to find a way to reach them properly, or they're just being internet assholes and just want to say something like that. But it's important to take everything into account and try and sculpt your activism to a point where you're reaching as many people as you possibly can. Yeah, so that's one of my things. I really want to work on my activism and my social media so that I can really try and help people just understand zero waste better, understand veganism better, how to make better choices. I'm not one of those vegans who's going to say, like, you have to go vegan overnight to make any kind of impact. Like, no, obviously I believe that a plant-based diet is the most sustainable, but I would rather you come to me and say, like, look, I've cut down my meat to twice a week now, or I'm vegetarian and I'm really reducing my dairy and egg intake. And that is something I'm always going to support you, and I'm always going to try and find ways to help you if that's something that you want. Like, I know that you might not go vegan tomorrow. You probably won't even go vegan next week or next month. But I'm always going to be here with advice to help you for that time when you decide, actually, do you know what, now's the time that I want to move to a more sustainable diet. I'm always going to be here for you when you're ready to do that. And that's something I want to find a resource to be able to do. So even if it's just making videos and answering your questions, or trying to answer all of your questions in the comment section, or I'm making a website, so hopefully there'll be a section there where you can come and ask your questions and I can help you, or write blog posts about these things. But when you're ready to make changes, I will be here waiting for you. I don't expect you to do things today, tomorrow, or next week. I just hope that you'll come to me when you're ready to make those changes. So that's something I really want to work on. And as another sort of facet of that, I really want to work on my own knowledge. I feel like I have a lot to learn. I want to start understanding more the kind of sciencey aspects of zero waste, like the true impact of climate change, how different aspects of different things really make a huge difference. Lots of people obviously say to me that a vegan diet can also be unsustainable. And of course, I'm not an idiot or ignorant. Like, I do know that a vegan diet can also be unsustainable. So it just depends on what you're eating and how you're eating it. So I will always advocate for a vegan diet, but I will also always advocate for local and seasonal, because I believe that local and seasonal are also the most sustainable way to eat. But again, I want to learn more. I want to read lots. I want to, even if I can, maybe take a course on environmentalism or the effects of globalization and environmentalism. I'm really lucky that I have a lot of friends who are really interested in this stuff, so they have wonderful recommendations for me, which is awesome. So I can go and read a lot of stuff. In fact, one of my best friends just did a master's in kind of environmentalism and globalization and stuff like that. So it's really great to have wonderfully intelligent friends around me that I can use as really great resources. But yeah, I want to learn a lot about that kind of stuff. Now, I know with resolutions, it can get to a point where you think, oh, you're making too many, or kind of thing, or, you're focusing too much attention on certain things that you probably shouldn't, or stuff like that. But I think it's important to kind of even just sit back and assess what's important to you, and what did you not do this year, or what have you done this year that has got you to a point where you can look at the next year and think, this is a really great starting point for me to make a change, make something new, change a little bit, do something better. If some of you are thinking about joining social media and you want to start a YouTube channel or an Instagram, you could always message me and ask me for my advice, if I have any, that is. All of that kind of stuff. It also, even though it's just, the next day that takes you into the next year, it's a really great starting point, for me especially, just mentally, to think about where we're going and what I want to achieve, and a kind of clean slate. I just think it's really exciting, and it gives you the motivation you need to push yourself into something that could be so wonderful and just change your life. Could change your life. Like, this year has changed my life, and you never know where it's going to take you or who you're going to meet. I mean, I've made some incredible friends this year. I've made a friend called Laura, who started the shop Hetu in London, and Moko, who who opened a zero waste and vegan, well, not zero waste, but a kind of like vegan event space for plant-based companies, and I also held a zero waste event there. And then Jamie, who is the milkman, who has started a vegan plant-based milk service, and it's zero waste in London, which is so cool. I'll put all of their links below if you want to check them out, but a special thanks goes to them because they have supported me so much, and I felt like we're really starting to build a zero waste movement or community in London, which is really exciting. And I've even connected with other YouTubers like Blue Ollis. She's the only other person I know that's doing what I'm doing in London. She's also a vegan, zero waste and minimalist YouTuber in London. So it's really great to connect with people like that, and instead of competing against her, joining her and trying to, you know, boost up her channel and help her in any way that I can, because this is about community. It's not about me being successful and her being less successful. It's about us joining forces and trying to grow everything and make everything much more collaborative. And women should just be working with other women, you know. We should be building each other up and building strong communities, not competing with one another, even though we're trying to achieve the same thing. So that's why I think you should go and follow Blue Olives, because she's wonderful. And another one is Madeleine Olivia. Lots of you probably know her, and I've talked about her before because she was my inspiration to start my no poo journey, and my hair is just looking so much better for doing it. And yeah, she is a wonderful vegan YouTuber. She's also a minimalist, and she's also started to actually consider her waste, which is quite exciting. Also, she is a wonderful, strong, independent woman. So I'm always going to support those women, those ladies, and everyone else, obviously. But yes, I've rambled on for quite a while, as always, which, you know what, I quite enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and there'll be another video coming out tomorrow about just my kind of roundup of the 2017 year and a highlight reel showing stuff, hopefully. But yes, it was wonderful just to sit down and chat to you guys and show my appreciation for all of you, whilst also sharing my kind of resolutions. If you want to hear more about my no spend or kind of follow my journey a bit more closely, go and follow me on Instagram, because I'll be doing stuff every day. Anyway, if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, like the video, and share any comments you have with me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.